Okay, fellow Africans, let us provide our solution for our problem. So today I want to speak about the solution of self-hate. We have talking about self-hate. Africans, we don't love each other. We have seen what's happening in South Africa. Even around the continent of Africa, Africans, we don't love ourselves. Africa, we love white people more than our parents. So how this self-hate must come to an end, and how this self-hate has been imposed in Africa. First of all, we must remove these borders that have been imposed in Africa in order to avoid this self-hate. These borders is a source of hating each other. Look at what we call our nationalism. For instance, when the people go to South Africa, they go there like Nigerians, Zimbabweans, because of those borders. The border that has been imposed to show this is Zimbabwe, this is Mozambique, this is Somalia, this is Kenya, this is Nigeria, is a source of hate within black people. So in order to avoid or to remove this self-hate within yourself, first of all, we have to remove these borders. Also, with these borders, look at this time of pandemic when some countries they lock down and other countries they didn't lock down. Some of drivers of this cargo truck are not allowed to enter in another country. This is where we're starting another self-hate. So if you restrict some people, maybe not allowed to go to other hand, fellow Africans, we are all black people, but you say no, you cannot come here because of this COVID-19, or we cannot go there because maybe your country didn't lock down, or something like that. This is where we're starting self-hate, another kind of self-hate. It means these people will hate the people of other country, or the people from another country will hate the people of another country. This is where another self-hate and what we can call xenophobia is coming. Maybe will erupt maybe after 2-3 years because of this self-hate. So fellow Africans, we need to remove these borders. And myself, I am asking myself how this continental free trade will be implemented if still here in Africa we don't love each other. We have self-hate. So if you don't love each other, how can we trade within ourselves? It looks like we are going to create the load for Chinese and Europeans to make their own business here in Africa. I'm sure if we continue with this self-hate, this continental free trade area will not succeed to us. Only Chinese, Europeans and Americans will take these advantages of self-hate within yourself, and they will do the business. Because if the neighboring country are not love each other, there is a conflict within a neighboring country. How can we say we are going to continental free trade area? So I think we will not achieve. In order to achieve all this, we must stop this self-hate. We must remove these borders. And I'm sure some of our leaders are not ready to remove these borders or some restriction because due to the political issues and the political instability within our continent. But I think we need to think how we as Africans, we can come together, collaborate, work together, remove these conflicts that we have in our continent, remove these imaginary borders so as we can achieve what we want to achieve. Look at the country such as America. America is a big country, but there's one currency, one language, one visa. Look at the countries such as China, India, Brazil are the biggest countries, but they have one currency. But look at in Africa, the people who are living in Rwanda, small country, Rwanda, Burundi, Djibouti, in Togo, smallest country, how can we manage this continental free trade area with our own currency that we have, more than 54 African currencies. How we can compete with Chinese of 1.3 billion with a single currency. So, fellow Africans, I think the solution of this self-hate, or to remove self-hate, first of all, is to remove these borders. The borders that has imposed in us is a source of our self-hate, because we point each other with their nationalism. You are Nigerians, you are Zimbabwean, you are Mozambican, you are maybe Kenyan, you are Ugandan, Rwandese, something like that. So if we remove this border, we say we are African, you are Africa, you and me, we are the same. So my solution for self-hate and to stop this self-hate that we have is first of all to remove borders. Another thing is to educate ourselves, to see your fellow Africans as your relative. Of course, Africans, we are relative. If you go around the countries such as in southern Africa, Zimbabweans, there's some relationship between the tribes that are in South Africa and Zimbabwe, tribes that are in South Africa and Botswana, tribes that are in Tanzania and Mozambique. So we are relative, but these borders are imposed by the colonizer to make sure that they can exploit us, they can make us weak, as now we are so weak because we have divided. So we need to educate ourselves, to provide education, to include the diaspora. And the diaspora must feel that Africa is their home. All black people must feel that Africa is their home. And this is the duty of our leaders, to make sure that they create a good environment for diasporas to come back to their roots, to invest here in Africa. You know, we are talking for too long, we are talking more, but now we need action, we need solutions. And our solutions for this self-hate is to make sure that we remove these borders, imaginary borders or colonial borders, also to educate ourselves about how we can work together, how to see each other as your neighbor or your relative. And this will be the solution for Africa to stop or to enhance this self-hate. So for Africans, that is my solution, that is my thought. So if you have another thought, please give your comment how we can remove this self-hate within yourself. And we Africans, sometimes we are the cause of our misfortune because we don't love each other, we hate each other. Even here in social media, we don't love each other. Someone can bring to you a strike, something like that. So let us learn how to love each other. We will pass, but Africa will remain. So let us make the best future for our children and coming generations. Thank you.